why would I have to not give a fuck and look like a bum at the same time? Like that's not something I want to do. Like don't hate me because I'm trying to take care of my look.
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Can say so.
Yeah.
You know song.
No.
Anyways.
Nigga, don't hate me because I'm beautiful, nigga. Maybe you got rid of that yee ass haircut. You guys, if you know, you know. Nigga.
Hi.
Alright, my turn, guys. What's up?
Was that your intro?
Yeah, I guess.
So, today we are filming a podcast. We're just gonna be asking each other questions. So, I guess we're gonna get into that, right? I'm so nervous because I don't know what questions he's gonna ask. Okay.
Just straight to it.
Anyways, go for it.
We're going straight into the deep end, though. Question number 1 is...
Oh, goodness. Alright, my first question for you is...
Who is Cays to the world? How do you want to be known when it's all said and done?
How do I want to be known? Like say when I die. How do I want to be remembered? Or like, how do I just want to be known?
I think it's a 2-in-1. But firstly, how do you want to be known as you are, like existing?
I've always been, anyone who knows me, like really knows me, knows that I've always wanted to be respected. Respect to me is a very big thing. I feel like I would want people to see that I am someone that's worth respect. And that, yeah, why is my mind going blank? And then when I die, eventually, one day, you know, as one does, yeah, that one. Don't look at me like that. Anyways, I want to be remembered as someone that always had a lot of love to give. And yes, I just want to be remembered as someone that would come into someone's life and then, or if someone saw me during the day, that I made their day a little bit better, that I made their day a little bit brighter, you know, I guess, if that makes sense. Anyways, next question. Yo, what is that?
I'm gonna get any better.
Oh, that's nice. That's real comforting. If you were to describe yourself as a movie character, which character would it be, and from which movie?
That for me is a very difficult question, because when I watch movies, especially when I was younger, I didn't watch it with comprehension. And then second of all, I feel like it goes into one ear and out the other once I watch it, and I don't really look back like that. But from the movies I can remember, I think I'll recall from series, I would say that I kind of compare myself to people who have like a sense of hope and try to insist on that, or I try and live up to people like that, because I feel like that sense of leadership and that sense of trying to do things like properly is something that I strive to do more and more. And I might not always do it. Sometimes I'm not no angel either, but yeah. So one of my favorite series, The 100, I saw myself in Clark in the first season, and then in Bellamy as he improved more with the character development, because in the beginning he stood for something, but at the cost of everyone. And that's not something I really like, or that I like to do, because no matter what, I always try and take in how other people feel. Sometimes it's not the best thing to do for me, because sometimes I need to do things for myself and sometimes I don't. But yeah.
Alright, so guys, go watch The 100. It's actually a good show.
That's just good. Second question is, what is your purpose, or what do you believe is part of your purpose?
What do I believe is part of my purpose?
Yeah, if you can't answer the purpose thing fully, what do you believe is part of it?
What I believe is part of my purpose. Part of my purpose, I believe, is this very big thing with refusing to give up on people, no matter how horrible they are to you. So, I feel like part of my purpose is helping people helping people to see that there's no one beyond saving. And everybody has a backstory. So I feel like my purpose is to help people be better people, you know? I always believe that nothing is what you see it as. There's always more to everything, more to people, more to... So I believe my purpose is to find out what the more is and help other people see that. Why am I so awkward, bruh? Anyways, go on.
My next question. What is one truth about yourself that you only learned recently, and how did that truth make you feel when you discovered that truth?
One truth that I learned about myself recently. Goddamn.
Very into the deep end,
Yeah, but I feel like one truth that I've learned about myself, that I feel like I always learn about myself, is that I can be very passionate about little things and about the little things. And I feel like another truth that I always keep learning about myself is that I was only ever compromised because I allowed myself to be. And that's something I have to always realize and remind myself of every single time, because it takes it back to the power being in my hands and not being able to shift blame to the world. And it keeps me grounded, because if I do that too much, it turns me into a better person. Yeah, so does that answer your question?
Second part, how did that truth make you feel?
How did the truth make me feel? Yeah, it reinstilled the belief that I can change the circumstances. And yeah.
Hell yeah.
What is something that exists within you that this world could use more of? Or something that you believe, if you broadcasted it to the world, it could be seen as valuable, or something you can make valuable?
Damn, Chad, these questions are real deep. Wait, repeat it again, please. Okay, I'm gonna answer that first part of the question first. Something that I believe that I have in me that the world should, is I feel like I always try to put myself in other people's shoes to try and see it from other people's perspectives. Like, someone can be absolutely horrible to me, but I'd still be like, why? Like, what happened to you for you to be that horrible? I don't believe that people are just horrible for no reason. Like I said, everybody has a story. So I feel like if there was more people like that in the world, then we wouldn't be as misunderstood as we seem to be. Try and understand each other more. Yeah, that's my answer. Am I making sense?
Yes.
Oh, that's good to know. Oh, Lord.
Right. If you could sit down with your younger self and have a conversation with him, what would be the first thing you tell him?
You are gonna lose your shit, and you are gonna forget everything that you became, everything you did to get there, but you'll still be good. You'll be fine, and you'll still find your way out of it. This might be my idea of the other one. But what is a principle or a rule that you can't stress enough?
That I can't stress enough. If you want respect, you need to respect other people. Always be honest with people, and always be honest with yourself. Because imagine lying to yourself and to other people. That's just sad. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just very, very sad. So honesty and respect, very, very big thing to me, at least.
If you think about your childhood, since we're on that topic, what's your first good memory that comes to mind? Like your favorite childhood memory. What's the first thing you think back?
If we're gonna answer the question directly, I would say my favorite childhood memory was always when I was alone and not with my family. No offense, but whenever I was alone, my imagination would go wild, and I would be someone who basically I would find a space where whatever I'm feeling in the moment, I'll start singing about it. I'll start making a musical out of the whole thing. I'll start performing and dancing. And
So basically, you imagined yourself in a movie.
I was always in a movie character because I was always a movie character because I had little social interaction. So everything that I saw about how I must conduct myself was always based on movie and film. So my eye contact would still show that nowadays. If people ask me questions and there's so much people around me, I look at everyone's reactions because like that's me capturing everyone's reactions in the scene of like showcasing how everyone's viewing it. And Kanti, like that makes me look awkward, but I don't always realize it in the moment. But yeah.
Okay.
What are things you value most in your personal life?
In my personal life, I value the good people that I have in my life and the moments that I share with them. Yeah, those are moments I can never get back. So I value the moments, the small cutesy moments that people won't really recognize as, oh, like that's our luck. It's the little things. Like earlier today, you know this, I sat with my grandfather and we looked at his own old vinyls, right? We looked at those and he was busy speaking to me about how the backstory about why this cover of this vinyl might be a little bit, because he used to play this one a lot and I could see the light in his eyes come back. It's those small moments that I value a lot when they get to, just see a little bit of somebody's soul. Yeah.
What's your biggest motivation in life? And what's one thing, it's like the two in one now, so stay with me. What's your biggest motivation in life? So what's the one thing that drives you to always do better and want better for yourself?
The one thing that drives me to do better and want better for myself and my motivation in life wasn't always just about me, and I don't believe that I'm ever going to be alone in this whole story called life. I believe that my biggest motivation in life is the ability to secure those around me that I love and to be able to bring a sense of purpose, to restore a sense of purpose, but to also restore a sense of childlike thinking in a way where people can feel and think freely and securely, and for them to not necessarily be accumulation of all the baggage and all the alternative routes that they took.
Okay. So that's what drives you in life, to do better.
Yes, and sometimes I've become that type of person, but we all need to keep ourselves in check.
Keep yourself accountable. Alright.
What is something about you that people might need a disclaimer for in order to understand you?
Oh, I am extremely batshit crazy. I feel like I'm very dramatic and I have very, very big personality and I'm very stubborn. But that is just, like, not a lot of people understand that. I'm not always serious. I'm a very unserious person, but I feel like people think that I'm being serious sometimes when I'm not. I can be very sarcastic, but I don't mean that in a rude way. I'll be very, very awkward. You'll see when I'm awkward. Yeah, I feel like that. I feel like people need a disclaimer that, like, I am gonna be weird, but that's just my shtick, I guess. Yeah. Anyways, next question.
What's one thing you believe in that most people won't agree with you, but they won't agree with your opinion on it?
One thing I believe in, which is gonna be weird.
Be weird for me.
It's gonna be a bit weird because I'm someone who's very people oriented, someone who doesn't necessarily, as I said, I don't believe I'm alone in this, but I believe in the principle of being detached but being completely involved. And I don't believe love and attachment necessarily is the same thing. So you can still love someone completely and allow yourself to be detached in a sense. You can allow yourself that space to miss someone, to be away from them, so that when you are around them again it is heightened. But you can allow yourself to detach from the world when the time is right. You go with the motion of things, and then you love on the terms that's given to you, life's terms. Not necessarily in a way where you confine yourself to it, but you don't fight against it in a sense where it's causing resistance.
Deep, love it. Anyways,
Okay, 2 more questions. We're running a little bit pressed for time.
Okay.
But
Damn, has it been that long?
what is something about yourself that you want to improve on or change?
Oh, okay. I've said this to you multiple times, but I like people. I like speaking to people. So then I would give people advice, but I would not necessarily take my own advice. So that's something that I want to change. I would want to stop being a hypocrite and, do what I tell other people to do that could help them. That's one thing. And what was the other part of the question? Was that the entire question?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
so my second last question.
Okay.
If you had to describe yourself in 3 words, what would those words be? And give a reason for why those 3 words specifically.
First word I will say is complex.
Okay.
Complex because I'm someone that can be very unpredictable. Someone that I can be good one moment and bad the other, and I can see it as completely fine because I've become cool with falling on my face. And I believe that it's a price to pay for wanting to soar high. So when it comes to me, I can be in the darkest bits of things but not seem like I'm really worried about it.
Yeah.
And for some that I'm closer to, they'll actually see my emotion behind it most of the time. But yeah, that I'm very complex because I'm just very hard to read sometimes, I guess, for the person that doesn't necessarily know me well enough to know all these weird quirks about me. Second one I would say is creative, because that's all I've known from the beginning. Before I knew how to, I guess, write words or how to spell whatever, I was always a creative person. I was creating before I knew it, with the performances, solo performances when I'm alone. Learn how to draw. I was actually conveying like religious messages and stuff through my drawings when I was younger and I didn't know. And everything, I just get carried away with everything. So when it came to drawing, I started to display certain messages that I wanted not to be direct, so that people who watch it in exhibitions or whatever, they get to make their own meaning out of it. So it'll be something that's very disturbing, that really provokes people's minds and their insecurities. That eventually led me to poetry. Got carried away with poetry, turned into writing for music and writing in general for spoken word, or not literature but more like, let's say, self-help. I've tried literature before. I don't think I told you, but we're not gonna speak about that. And then the third one I would say is I am proudly quite sensitive. I feel like I feel things very deeply, and it might not be a common thing for, I guess, a guy my age. And I feel like that allows me to bring more consideration to certain factors that not everyone necessarily in my bracket would do. And I feel like that's a necessary thing, because it allows me to make more mature decisions, even if it's maybe not from the place of, how can I say, doing it because of that. Maybe it could be rooted in fear, but after a while I learned to understand that it was the better decision to make, and it kind of helps me build a mindset based on that. Okay. And the final question is, what is something that you want to do differently in this coming year, or a motto that you want to live by?
Okay, what I want to change first of all is that's crazy.
My fault.
Anyways, a motto, something that I want to change, what that I want to live by is I want to focus more on me, because I tend to prioritize everyone around me more than myself, and that's how I neglect the little things regarding me. So I want to spend more time with myself, build the relationship with myself. I want to build that and strengthen that. And then a motto I want to live by, oh, that was kind of my year quote for this year, is throw away motivation and gain discipline. Yeah, so there's that. Yeah, anyways.
My last question here. Looking back at 2025 and everything that happened this year, what's the things that you would change in 2026 regarding your lifestyle and self-beliefs?
I want to seek less for stimulus, and I want to be able to
Right.
create a sense of steadfastness. Ever since I found that word, I've been not I struggle to get it out of my vocabulary. I want to build a sense of steadfastness where I don't wait around for things to happen, and I don't let myself look for certain shortcuts to make myself feel better. I want to be able to build that sense of self-trust and in the inconvenience, so that I can be more capable and to cultivate better without necessarily looking for it externally.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
That was a little bit about me, guys. If I, just talked nonsense, don't yeah. But this was fun. Anyways, ta-ta.
Anyway, so that's all my questions.
Alright. I'm gonna see you guys in the next segment, I guess.
That's looking cute.